Flex Your Voice Content Marketing crafts promotional take action content that speaks to the masses. Hurtin Poet LLC helps the empowerment industry and thought leaders flex their brand, value, and reputation because every voice is unique. Their branding pros and your unique message bring new traffic and new customers to your business. Contact Alicia Hurt at hurtinpoetllc.weebly.com. That's hurtinpoetllc.weebly.com. Welcome to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. This podcast was created for the boomer woman leaving corporate, and now you're looking to reinvent yourself, become an author, an entrepreneur, a podcaster. Well, each episode will leave you with clarity. You will come away with the yes, I can and yes, I will reinvent myself mindset. So come on, let's do this. I'm your host, Margot Levette. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Another brand new episode of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. Wow, we are into Black History Month. And most of the time, I don't timestamp these episodes because people are listening all year round, anytime, all day, all night, always on demand. That's the beauty of podcasting. These conversations are evergreen. But I want to tell you, today's conversation is with a remarkable woman, another person who really changed my life, opened up my view as far as people and community goes. And she didn't even know what she was doing. I just met her, went to an event in her backyard. I've been following her, paying attention to her footsteps, and we've had conversations off and on for I know a number of years now. Let me introduce you to the founder, the visionary of the 411 Café Business Social Network. I'm talking about the one and only Joy Lewis. Joy, welcome.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Margot. Thank you so much. I'm over here smiling and grinning because that was an awesome and beautiful introduction. Thank you so much.
It is
You
very
honor me. You honored me. Thank
well.
you.
I tell you what, you deserve to be honored. The thing about you is that it's all the vogue and it's all the buzzword of starting a community. And oh my God, Facebook is just overrun with it. But you, dear lady, you were all about connections. You were all about us working, linking together as a community. You were all about everybody kind of see what everybody's doing and get in where you can fit in, help where you can help. And that's what caught my eye. So let's talk about the
Mhm.
411 Cafe Business and
Okay.
Social Network. Where did this all begin for you? Because I want everybody to understand that for you, you started it, you didn't drop the ball on it. How many years have you been letting us all be a part of the 411 Cafe?
The 411 Cafe actually started in 2002. So that's 18 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
When you say it like that, it's amazing.
Uh-huh.
But to answer your question, it all started with a newsletter because I used to travel a lot with my sister, who is a awesome motivational speaker. May I
Mhm.
say her name?
Go ahead if you like.
Jewel Diamond Taylor,
Yeah.
which I'm so proud of. And we used to travel quite a bit across the country doing conferences. And back in that time, email was like the big thing, you
Mhm.
know, emails. And so we were constantly just, our email directory, our database was just growing. And I was getting all kind of emails from people. And I was deleting a lot because a lot of it didn't pertain to me. It
Mhm.
wasn't important to me. And then one day I had a light bulb moment. I said, wait a minute, this is some good information. Why am I
Uh-huh.
deleting this? And so I said, you know what? I'm going to start sharing the emails that I'm getting with my family and friends.
Mhm.
And that's how it all started. And at that time, I called it What's Going On.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an AOL address, and I just put together a quick little email, added a couple of little graphics to it. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna call this "What's Going On,"
Yeah.
and that's how it started. And then it changed from that to the Good News Network, because I really wanted to focus on sharing good news,
Mm-hmm.
because there's enough platforms sharing bad news and negative news.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day that changed to the 411 Cafe. And
Yes.
that's how I got the name, the 411 Cafe.
Yes.
And I had the newsletter for a while, and then I launched I had a website, and that's how I met you, was
Uh-huh.
through the website.
Yes. Yes.
And I had the website for about 5 years, and I had several hundreds of members on there. And then I just gradually decided to shut down the website and just to focus on having it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we are today.
Wow. Well, I tell you, I know that you are still thriving. When you had the
Yes.
website, I noticed that you had people, men and women. I don't want
Hmm.
people to think that this is just a one gender type
Exactly.
you have and men and women,
Men and women.
authors, and I mean, you have
Hmm.
people doing all kinds of things
Everything,
connected.
everything. And whether you were involved in politics, whether you're involved in your church or your organization, or you knew about a yard sale down the street, or knew
Uh-huh.
that somebody had a room for rent, or if somebody's just kicking off a business, or someone needs a graphic artist, my thing is I want to know, and then I want to help share it, because it's just part of organically. I just like helping people.
Mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm,
and I've always have been a champion for entrepreneurs, not
mm-hmm,
just for my business, but anyone that has a business. I get excited for you.
mm-hmm.
And because the whole idea of doing something for yourself was ingrained in us as by our father, who had a business. And he always drilled in us, start your own business, start your own business. And so I just get very excited for someone and who has the faith to step out to do their business. And so I may not be a part of your business, but I can help you by helping you promote your business
Oh yeah, that
by sharing the
visibility.
information. And
Mm-hmm,
so information is a valuable commodity. You may know something that could be a blessing for someone, but if
mm-hmm.
you don't share it, then then it's not a blessing to someone.
Got
And
you.
so my criteria from day one has always been to share valuable, life changing information. Uh, when it was on the website, when it was in my newsletter, that was my main criteria. Is it something that's going to help somebody? Is it going to inspire someone? Is it going to encourage you? Do you know about a scholarship? Do you know about an internship? So it was all just good 411, you
Mm-hmm,
know. And so I love it. And like a lot of times people would approach me to get involved in their business, whether it was a multi-level marketing business. And
mm-hmm,
I'm like, no, I said, I don't want to get involved, but let me help you promote it. You
mm-hmm,
know, that's
mm-hmm.
my way of helping you, you know,
It's a
to
big
give
help
you,
too.
yeah, yeah, and so, but I have to be really, really, I always have to share this because long before we heard the word networking, long that was a buzzword for many, many years. Back in 1981, I was doing this with my sisters. We were doing this networking and sharing with
Wow,
Jewel and Jamila. And
wow,
so it goes back as far as 1981
mm-mm-mm. Wow.
when we were doing this. Yeah.
This is
So
history. I'm talking to a pioneer. I knew it. I knew it. I knew
well,
it.
and in 1988, I gave my very first business expo because for years, for a long time, we were doing the backyard networking parties.
Mm-hmm,
And then in 1988, I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a business expo.
mm-hmm.
And this is the ironic part, and I didn't plan this, but I ended up having 88 vendors. And that's
Wow.
how I always remember the year, because I had 88 vendors who signed up for my expo in 1988. And it was at the Viscount Hotel, which is now, I think, the Renaissance on Airport Boulevard. And back then, this is long before social media. This is long before we had computers. And I had 88 vendors. I had Jules speaking. I had a DJ playing music. We had vendor tables. And it was amazing. And I remember just thinking, it's like, okay, it's time to take her to another level. And
Mhm.
I'll never forget that Muhammad Nasruddin, bless his soul,
Mm.
we used to go to the same church, and he said, Joy, Muhammad, of course, is the founder of Recycling Black Dollars. And
Mhm.
he said, Joy, I heard about your event. He goes, I'm starting a new network. I want to get a table. I said, okay. And I'll never forget that, Margot.
Wow.
And it was like, he says, I'm calling it RBD. I said, oh, I said,
Oh.
what is that for? He said, I'm going to call it Recycling Black Dollars. Oh,
Uh-huh.
awesome, great. And he was one of my first vendors to sign up.
Wow. Oh my.
And
I
that,
never
yeah,
knew that. Oh my
hmm
gosh.
yeah. And
Wow.
then I changed that to BMW Expo Business Men and Women Marketplace. And
Oh.
I did about 4 or 5 of those.
Uh-huh.
And in 1991, I was going to do a full blown wedding expo at the Doubletree Hotel in Carson. Now, at that time, it was called the Clarion Hotel.
Mhm.
And by then, I had done a lot of events there, and I had a great relationship with the manager. And so when I approached her with the idea of doing the wedding expo, she said, "Of course, yes." And she says, "You know what?" She says, "You can have access to the whole hotel,
Oh my
every room,
goodness.
everything." And I was so excited. But shortly after that, my mother's sister, my second mother, my Aunt Janet, passed away.
Oh.
And she passed very suddenly. And one of the last things that I did with her is I took her to the hotel to show her the
Mhm.
layout. And
Mhm.
then she passed away, and
Mhm.
everything stopped.
Yeah.
Everything just stopped.
Mhm. Wow.
Yeah.
Understandably so.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was not able to follow through with doing the wedding expo, but
Mhm.
that's kind of like my prehistory to the 411 Cafe.
Wow. And you never stopped.
Mm-mm.
I hear you speak from consistency, the power of consistency and connecting. Do you think that we are in short supply of consistency in this shake and bake microwave? I want it now, or it's not even worth my time type of doing business. What's your take on that, Joy?
Okay, well, I think that I'm going to base this answer based upon what I see on Facebook and social media. I see that people are consistently they're out there promoting, they're advertising, but it is true that and all of us are kind of affected by that "I want it now"
Hmm.
attitude.
Hmm.
And that's something that we have to remember. And my generation, we were out there doing it all this before Facebook and social media.
Hmm.
And so I think those of us who are older, we understand things do take time. And
Yes.
I see the younger generation being impatient. And that's
Hmm.
just a general statement, not all, but
Hmm.
just some
Hmm.
they don't realize, hey, it takes time. It
Yes.
takes time, and it's not going to happen overnight. You can't be an overnight sensation,
Hmm.
overnight, success. It's like you're baking a meal. It takes time to prepare a, a fabulous meal.
Yes.
And so as far as the consistency, yeah, there are some people out there who are consistently doing things, but they want that automatic result, and that
Hmm.
doesn't happen. It takes time.
Hmm. Hmm.
It takes time.
I mean, and you definitely know what you're talking about. You know what you're looking at, because I'm still tripping over the fact that you had 88 vendors and probably could have accommodated a lot more without social media.
Without social media. But you know what, Margot? See, back, a lot of people, some of the listeners here will probably remember this, and I always refer to him as the king of networking, Mr. Bill McButts. And
Mm.
Bill McButts was the facilitator of a network called Business Builders Network. And we met was it once a month or every other month? It's been so long now, I can't remember. And it was at a Masonic temple lodge on Figueroa in LA. And
Hmm.
that's where I met Barbara Lindsay. And that's where I met, oh my gosh, so many names are now. Oh, Denise Estelle and
Oh my.
Prince Zaire and the Shiki Taylor and James Brown, so many people. And I'll never forget, I do remember this so clearly. Barbara Lindsay telling me, Joy, she goes, why don't you should take your flyers to this meeting. So
Hmm.
back then we had our flyers, right? We had our
Uh-huh.
flyers. And we
Uh-huh.
carried our flyers everywhere. And Barbara was also a part of the expo that I had. And she said, take your flyers to this meeting. And that was a life-changing moment because I went to that meeting, walked into this room full of people. I'll never forget it. It was like, whoa, just you could feel the energy. And
Uh-huh.
Bill McButts would say, come on up to the front, tell us your name, tell us what you're doing, and how can we help you? And that's it. Okay.
Wow.
And it
Yeah.
was like speed networking, right? And
Uh-huh.
he was on point. He didn't let you stutter. He didn't let you go on. It's, okay, that's it. Okay, next. Who's next? And everybody loved it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I went up there and said, okay, I'm having a business expo. Here's the date. Here's my flyer. I'm looking for vendors. Boom. Okay. That was it.
Yeah.
But that was so powerful. That was powerful.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
so that right there inspired me. And then, so I had been a part of networking. Then there was PhoneNet, Ashiki Taylor and Prince Zaire. They had the first telephone networking service.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So you talk about consistency. People like Barbara Lindsay, Denise Estelle, Jewel Diamond Taylor,
Hmm.
um, uh,
Joy Lewis.
Joy Lewis. There are a lot
Hmm.
of names. I can see faces and I can't see the names right now, but that we have been consistently doing this because you know why? Because it's our passion. We
Hmm.
enjoy it.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow.
And we enjoy
You can't do live without doing this. This is a part of your DNA. For
it really is.
20 years you've been doing this, and this is just what a heck of a conversation. In the shake and bake environment, my
Mm-hmm.
takeaway from what you just brought to light is that old school is going to come on back. Taking those
Yes.
flyers everywhere you go,
Mm-hmm.
the postcards. I had a conversation with someone on the show, David J. Dunworth, and he
Okay.
was talking about direct marketing. How you
Mm-hmm.
said everybody's not on the internet. Send stuff out in the mail. It has not, it still yields a pretty good return. So it sounds like all those
That
ways
is
that
so
we used
true.
to operate, let's get back to it. Let's see
That's
what
it.
happens.
And Marco, that's why, like when I met you,
Hmm.
that's why when I started having my backyard, my jazz in the backyard,
Hmm.
networking parties, that was the whole point because I realized, okay, yeah, everyone loves Facebook, everyone loves Instagram and posting and LinkedIn, but it's nothing like face-to-face networking. There's nothing like
Yes.
building a relationship, and that's how I met you. Because for
Yes.
years I saw your name. When you joined the website, I saw your name, I saw your picture, but I didn't know you
Hmm.
until you and your sister came and you participated in my backyard vendor party.
That's it. Face to face.
And now
Man.
we're friends. We're dear
Yes.
friends.
Oh,
But it
yes.
was because, and that's why I did that consistently for about 9 or 10 years. My jazz in the backyard networking party, and I
Hmm.
loved it. But that was something that I was doing back in 1981 with my sisters.
Hmm. Hmm.
And people love coming together. People love socializing. They love
Yeah.
networking. They love having a good time. That's
Hmm.
a powerful combination right
That
there.
is good for you. Good food, good music, good
Yes,
people. Oh my
yes.
goodness. Wait a
And you're
minute.
building relationships, making
Yeah.
connections. People do business with who they know.
Hmm. Hmm. Joy, I'm trying to tell people, and they don't want to, we have to get away from behind these keyboards, our desktops,
Hmm.
our
Yeah.
home offices, and the riches are as far as relationships and the growth of your business is in face to face. I'm finally coming to that.
Yes.
After three
Hmm.
years, I'm coming back around to that understanding also. So, you know what? This is fascinating. I am
And it's been
so
exciting
glad.
to watch your business grow, Mark. I have to tell you.
Oh,
I got so excited when I saw it. I saw you step out of your box. I saw it when it happened. I said, "Look at
uh-huh.
Margot. Look at her, and look what you're doing now." And I'm so excited for you. That's why when I see you posting on Facebook, I share it because with the group because I'm excited for you.
I appreciate that too. And you really, really do. People, they want to like, but I've come to understand last year, likes are nice, but shares are valuable.
And
You know,
okay,
we don't
yes,
need the likes. We need the shares.
the share,
Uh-huh.
share.
The like is kind of like a ta-ta, a pat on the head, but a
Yeah,
share says, yeah, I'm with you. I
yeah.
got your back. I
I
believe in
got your
what you're
back.
doing.
A
Yeah.
share is collaboration because a
Yes.
like we said, likely I see you, okay, and you keep on going. Yeah, I
Hmm.
saw you. Yeah, and that's why I created with the group with on Facebook, the 401 Cafe networking group. I'm always encouraging people, please share this information. Don't just come and post and look at it. When you see something, share it with your personal friends, with your group of friends.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, because you never know. We have personal things going on personally, and people are in need, and then
yeah.
professionally, you never really know where a
Jobs.
person is. Oh, yes.
Exactly. People are
Well,
looking for jobs. I'm constantly posting job announcements because,
hmm,
people, like you said, we're living in some interesting times. So
yeah,
you think I'm going to hold back knowing about a job announcement? You better post that.
you
You
know
better
it.
share it.
You know it,
Hmm.
because and just a little sidebar, we better be aware of these stats that are coming out as far as unemployment goes, because and the employment, because
Hmm.
the real deal says that it is not as good as it's said to
Thank
be.
you. Thank you.
How many of us have been off the grid for so long?
Hmm.
And for Black people, brown
Hmm.
people, the
Hmm.
numbers are different. Yeah, I said
Hmm.
it, and I won't take it
Yeah.
back. So,
Co-sign. I'm co-signing with you.
mm,
And
mm,
we have
mm.
to support each other.
Yes, we do.
We have to
Yes, we do.
support each other.
So let me take a little break right here and tell the folks about a Curtain Poet LLC, Flex Your Voice Content Marketing. They craft promotional, take action content that speaks to the masses. They help empowerment industry thought leaders flex their brand, their value, and reputation, because every voice is unique. Their branding pros and their unique message brings traffic and new customers to the business. Go over to HURTIN Poet LLC at Webley.com. That's Hurtin Poet LLC.webley.com. And then on another note, if you are a poet, if you are a poet, if you are an author, you are an entrepreneur, and you need a space where people can get to know you, a platform where you can come and talk about your book. I'm talking about Intentional Podcast. You want to be a guest on that brand new show? Go over to my website, margolevette.com. There's the drop down. Want to be a guest? Let's talk about it. All right. Now, let's resume our conversation with Joy Lewis. Joy, I
Hmm.
just am thinking about how we are going into the the 2020. We are beginning a brand new chapter.
Yes.
You made mention as we were speaking, we had a phone conversation a couple of days ago. You made mention of the importance of staying visible, and
Yes.
how you are using this vehicle to stay visible. Will you address that so that people understand how we can use social media, how we can use our passion, and we can use that as a building block for later on down the
Yes.
road?
I remember that conversation I was mentioning because I have an 8 to 5 job and I'm very grateful for my job. And
Hmm.
there was a time when I was doing my business full time, working from home, traveling with my sister, and so I have to admit it was kind of like it was hard at first for me to realize that, well, I gotta make a change, go back, go get an 8 to 5 job, but
Hmm.
I wanted to keep my name out there, and I realized, okay, you know what, I can keep my name out there through social media. And so a lot of people are surprised and they say, "You have a job?" We thought you
Uh-huh.
did this full time. Like, only takes but a minute to post something on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or Twitter or
Hmm.
whatever social platform you use. And so it is important to keep your name out there, especially if I don't have the time at the moment to do this full time. And
Hmm.
so it's important, if someone's in the same situation, that repetition is so important. That's why McDonald's, they advertise every day.
Hmm.
Everybody knows about McDonald's. Everybody knows about
Hmm.
Toyota and Sprint, but they advertise every day, all day long, because they understand the power of repetition. And because we also have short memories. So I have to make sure people know I'm out here. I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and so that's one of the things I like about social media, that you can make yourself visible. You know,
Yes.
like you
Yes.
said earlier, don't just get caught up in that and make that your only way of communication. You have
Mm-hmm.
to still reach out, connect, do the face to face, the old school networking. But that has been a blessing for me because eventually I will be retiring, and I want to do my business full time again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to reintroduce myself to the public. They know who I am. They know what
That's
I
it.
do.
That's huge. That's the reason why I brought it up. I want people to understand when you are a visionary such as Joy Lewis, and you've already planted, you already have seed in the ground. So when you pivot and it's time for that other harvest to come up, it's
Hmm.
not like you digging into soil that hasn't been watered, that hasn't been
Exactly.
nurtured, doesn't have seed. You are digging into fertile ground. That's
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
awesome. And
Yeah.
that's your responsibility
Hmm.
when you have access to something such as the vision of a backyard party, communication, and oh my goodness, I'm telling you, this lady been doing it. This Joy Lewis has been doing the doggone thing right here in Southern California. So Joy, are
Uh,
for people, our listeners, if they want to become a part of the 411 Cafe, and
hmm.
I'm just like everybody else. I'd say I don't even say the 411 Cafe.
Okay.
Is it still open for people to join, or are you just kind of holding it to the people that are there
Oh,
now?
no, no. Anyone, as I said before, it is now a Facebook group. So
Mhm.
it is open to the public to join. But I do have two criteria for my group: no profanity
Mhm.
and nothing negative that will offend anyone.
Mhm.
Other than that, you're more than welcome to join. To go, if you're on Facebook, go to the 411 Cafe Business Social Network, join the group. I screen everyone, and I'll be very honest with you. There are a lot of people who want to join. I go to their page.
Mhm.
If I see something crazy, it's like no.
Mhm.
It's because I respect my group. I
Mhm.
respect the members. When I had the website, I had the same screening process
Mhm.
because I want people to feel proud of being part of this group.
Mhm.
So they're
Mhm.
more than welcome to join. Once again, I'm on the Facebook platform, and the group name is the 411 Cafe Business Social Network.
Wow. You heard it from the groundbreaker herself. It doesn't get any better than that. Joy, I want to thank you for this time. I learned a lot. I knew I respected you
Oh,
and you shaped me, but baby,
oh,
I learned some things.
oh my
This is
goodness.
history, you know?
Margot, thank you so much. I know that you have choices, and trust me when I say this, that I feel so blessed and very grateful that you chose to speak with me, and I very much appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for being part of the 401 Cafe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I appreciate your kind words, and everybody has to, as we close out, because I do respect Joy's time. Everybody has to have, when it's all said and done, everybody needs to belong somewhere. Everybody needs to be able to identify with something, someone, a group that's positive. And if you're searching for such a thing, go over and check out the 411 Cafe Business Social Network. If you want to really breathe some life into your business, then be active over there in the cafe, and just don't just post, share,
Share.
and
Yes.
get in contact with some of these folks. And if you're from the plumber on up to the White House, there's room for everybody over there, because it's a big world, but it's a small world, and you never know on any given day what somebody needs. Somebody is definitely waiting for your post.
That's
Somebody
right.
is waiting to understand that you are alive and available to influence, to change their life. And over 20 years, the 411 Cafe Business Social Network has been doing just that. It's been influencing and changing lives. So, once again, Joy Lewis, I appreciate you. I have
Thank
come
you.
to just respect my socks off with you.
Oh,
You
bless you.
know,
Margaret, may I ask you a favor? May I please share one
yes,
more thing?
yes, indeed.
Because I would love to share, because I know everyone is not on
Hmm.
Facebook or social media. If I can also share my email address.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so if you want to email me, the email address is THE411 CAFE@gmail.com. And I would love to invite you to come out to a very awesome networking event, which is happening on February 9th, which is called Sunday Flow, hosted by Jewel and myself, and we're in Leimert Park. And for more details about that, please go to www.jeweldiamondtaylor.com. Come out and share your 411. And in the future this year, I will be hosting more 401 Cafe networking events.
That's what it's all about, getting people together. And you sure know how to do that. So
Thank you so much.
save that date, February the 9th. And I usually don't timestamp anything, but February 9th, 2020. If you're in Southern California or you're going to be in the city, find your way over there to Leimert Park. But get the details, get with Joy, get the details, Jewel Diamond Taylor. And I'm sure it's also going to be posted on the
It'll
411
be on Fun
Cafe.
Cafe. And like I always say, what's your 411?
I heard that. I heard that. Share that with the world. Well, I could go on and on and on, but I respect everyone's time. Joy, yours in particular. So, as always, I always tell everybody, listen more than one time. Do share this out. We don't need any likes. We need sharing out on this episode. All right. So,
Yes.
I'm Mark Levette. I'll be back next week with another brand new episode. Her business, her voice, her conversation. Thanks so much for listening. Meantime, bye-bye. I want to thank you for listening to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. Couple of things that I want you to do right now. Go to my website, pick up a copy of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Reinvention, how I went from game show hopping to international show host, author, and speaker in 1 year. Number 2, please freely listen to each and every episode. Share them out with your family, friends, the men in your lives. And then number 3, get in contact with me, one of the experts that have been on the show, because I want to make sure that you reinvent yourself. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode here on Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation.